Inventions of the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution was a time of great change in industries such as agriculture, textiles, manufacturing, communications, and transportation. This change did not occur overnight, but over a span of nearly 100 years, all across the world. During this revolution, many familiar products we use today were created or improved, like the steam engine, the cotton gin, the telegraph, the sewing machine, clear up to more major inventions, such as the airplane and the Model T Ford. We give credit to major innovators whose names still ring a bell with most Americans, including Eli Whitney, Isaac Singer, Alexander Graham Bell, the Wright brothers, and Henry Ford. These inventions were necessary to accommodate a constant growth in population all across the nation. Industry had to keep up. The Industrial Revolution changed the future of America. James Watt. The steam engine existed before James Watt. He was the first to create the first practical steam engine. Watt used Thomas Newcomb's engine to create one that wasted less power. His steam engine was later used on steamboats and locomotives. Eli Whitney. Born in Massachusetts, 1765, Whitney was 28 when he invented his cotton gin. His cotton gin separated the seeds from the cotton. This machine made processing cotton much quicker and more available to the nation's growing population. Eli Whitney was also responsible for inventing the idea of interchangeable parts. Before this invention, guns were made individually. When one part went bad, a person couldn't go buy another part like you can today. They would go buy another gun. Eli Whitney was responsible for making parts for guns interchangeable. This idea spread to other markets. Robert Fulton. As an artist from New York, Fulton traveled to London to paint Benjamin Franklin's portrait. It is there where he gave up his art for a canal and shipbuilding. Out of this love came a better steamship, which he named the Clermont. It made its first run on August 17, 1807. His ship made traveling and shipping a much quicker process. Elias Howe and Isaac Singer. Born in Massachusetts, Howe held the patent for the first American-made sewing machine. Singer created the first commercially successful sewing machine. His machine was based off Howe's lock-stitch patent. Elias Howe struggled to get his machine to be popular on the market, while Singer had no problems. Howe even sued Singer for patent infringement and won. Singer had to pay Howe patent royalties. Howe went from making $300 annually to $200,000. He donated a portion of his money to the Civil War efforts. Alexander Graham Bell. Born in Scotland and later moved to the United States, at the age of 29, Bell invented the telephone. His interest in helping the deaf led him to first invent a microphone, followed by a speech machine, later called a telephone. He also started the Bell Telephone Company a year later. The telephone changed from party lines to today's cell phone lines. Thomas Edison. Edison struggled in school, not because he couldn't understand the material, but because he always wanted to know more, which frustrated his teacher. This curiosity led him to be a successful man. Holding 1,093 U.S. patents, Edison is known for inventing the phonograph and improving the light bulb. His first was in 1877, the phonograph, which could record and transmit sound. In New Jersey, he became known as the Wizard of Menlo Park. Edison is also known for improving the light bulb. His light bulb contained a filament that would allow 3.5 hours of burning. The light bulb and electricity business boomed from this point on. Orville and Wilbur Wright. The Wright brothers pioneered today's aviation. Their interest in flight was sparked by a toy helicopter their dad bought for them. The Wright brothers grew up in an environment where curiosity was greatly encouraged. After many setbacks from family illnesses, the boys began their journey in creating the first effective airplane, which took flight in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina in 1903. Henry Ford. Ford began his career in Michigan as a machinist working on steam engines. He later operated a sawmill to support his family. Then he worked as the chief engineer at Edison Illuminating Company. His income allowed him to explore his love for machines. It is in this that he created a self-propelled vehicle with a gasoline engine, later called the Model T Ford. He put these talents into his own business, where he could make an inexpensive, reliable car. He came up with the idea of an assembly line, which gave each person a specific job to perform in a line of tasks. This invention allowed Ford to make cars quickly, which would ultimately lower car prices that appealed to the average American.